What to do, man? It's AD on the screen. You see none other than Sleazy World Baghdad. What up? What up? What up? How you doing, man?
What's the deal? What's the deal, everybody? It's Sleazy World Baghdad.
Yeah, hold
I'm
up. Let the
doing good.
let,
How
let, let,
about you?
let the chain show. What we got on the chain, man? Come on, show me the lights, man. Come on.
We
Oh,
got
Sleazy
switches and
World.
label,
Does this say
Sleazy
switchers
World.
or
Yeah,
switches?
switches.
See, that tell you that tell you I'm in the suburbs now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what switches. I don't know. And you know what? None of us know what switches mean in this interview. Um. Well, first of all, thank you for your time.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all for having me.
No, you got it. You got it. You just dropped Debo Baghdad, the album 6 9 on June 9th, correct?
Yes, sir.
Congratulations. This is your third album?
Yeah, this my third mixtape.
And
It's my
okay,
third
and that was what I
mixtape.
was going. And nowadays things they clash. The terms clash together more now than ever. It's a mixtape, not an album?
Yeah, it's a mixtape. Debo Baghdad, it's a mixtape. It was like it felt like an album. That's how much anticipation it was. So it felt like an album. It's a mixtape though.
Okay, so who is Baghdad and the Catcher? Are those mixtapes as well, or would you consider the or like
Mixtapes.
okay? So at what stage in your career does the official album happen? Because like here's my thing: the music, like you just said, even on the previous tubes, it feels like an album. And I think if you were to put this out in the '90s or early '90s, it'll be considered an album, right? Because it's all original music and it's a cohesive body
Yeah.
of work. But now in today's 2023 climate, when do we get the official Baghdad album?
The official Baghdad album will be coming later in the fall.
Like 2023.
Yeah, 2023.
Because you dropped The Catcher in 2022, then you dropped Who Was Baghdad this year already. You dropped Debo
Yep.
Baghdad now. Oh, you working?
Yeah, so I I just like me coming up. I used to see like Lil Wayne and how he used to like go crazy with all the mixtapes and just seeing how Young Boy doing. That's how I wanted to do it. Like I just want to give them music, but now it's like I'm learning structure and strategy to it now.
Right?
So it's like now it's like okay, I want to build that anticipation up instead of just dropping, dropping, dropping. So now it's like the album will be coming either later fall or later winter, coming
Oh man,
into 2024.
I rock with it, and I see benefits to both, right? Like because I came up on the Waynes too, right? And then this is they flood the streets with music, and even I mean you could argue Drake does the same thing to these days. Like I mean, granted he's the number one artist in the world, but like you dropping consistent music, you always gonna be on somebody's radar. Something can hit at any given moment, like and it could hit with somebody, resonate with somebody at any given moment. So like it makes sense. You always on their necks, and to me that's a beautiful thing. I also understand like the J. Cole's of the world, the Kendricks of the world, who can take a couple years off and still come back slapping. But to each their own, and we're all at different tiers and levels, so it also makes sense. Nonetheless, I respect it. Hats off to you for keeping the foot on the gas.
Appreciate it. Appreciate
How,
it.
how would you describe this Debo Baghdad project?
It was really like because I was talking to my team. I'm like, you know what I'm saying. I'm getting a little buzz with my music, so I'm coming in full full throttle, chin up, chest out. I'm walking in with with my knuckles on the ground. So I'm like, I'm gonna name it Debo. Like I feel like it fit me. Like I'm gonna name it Debo. How Debo at the end of the day he was still like tough and you know what I'm saying. So
Yes.
I feel like with this Debo Baghdad album, well, the mixtape. I'm sorry, the mixtape. I feel like it's a statement.
Hmm.
I feel like it's a statement. Like I'm coming through. This is my sound. This is my wave. This is the Baghdad wave. This is how I'm coming.
I like it. No facts. Now I got to put this out there, just so any. I'm sure you thought of this, but any haters or potential individuals that you ever have a conflict with, they gonna come. They gonna bring the Debo side about when Debo at the end of the movie, right? Debo got knocked out, right? So what? How are you gonna respond to that diss record if it ever comes?
this
they gonna play that clip. They gonna say you got knocked the fuck out. That's what they're gonna play, and then they gonna rap. That's what's gonna happen.
this story twisted. This is a different Debo.
I like it. Yes, I like it. I like it. No, facts, facts, facts. Um, Look, we discussed briefly before we press record here, but your music has an amped upness to it. And I know that's not a word, but you know what I'm saying. It's got to like okay,
Yeah, we just
you
got to
can
bounce to it.
yeah, no, it's gonna bounce. Like you can move to it. Like it's certain. I like to my ultimate test with music is driving. Like I like to listen to music in the weight room, certain music in the weight room too. But like if you can move to it in the street, like on the highway, like okay, yeah, I can move.
That's my favorite part.
Yeah, like, okay, I can get the lane, I can speed up, I can slow down. Like you find your groove with the
Certain songs
song.
that have you speed, you like, hold on, I gotta slow down. This
I gotta,
song got me
I gotta
turned.
cheat. I'm in the middle of nowhere. No, they're looking for me. Yep, no, for sure. But nonetheless, you feel good to certain songs when you're cruising like that. That's how I feel to and I'm still a new listener to you. But like, who is Baghdad? You gonna lose? I'm gonna creep. I'm bouncing out. You know what I'm saying? I'm hip to in your bushes too.
Appreciate it.
No facts. Like, so I feel that way. I've also got to ask this from the critic standpoint. This you are an aggressive individual. The music is aggressive. Like, what happened to make you so aggressive? You don't seem aggressive right here. The music aggressive as hell though.
Yeah, really, my fans brought that out of me. They was like, we want that. We want that. Like
Okay.
we want to hear that. So I'm like, all right, bet I got y'all. For sure. So it was really more like of like my culture, like the culture that I was bringing in. Like they was like, we want that Baghdad talk. We want that
Mm,
you know.
mm, mm.
So, but on my album, though, I, you know, I, I'm gonna be cool. I'm saying
Okay.
it.
Okay, no, and I haven't tapped in fully to the album yet, so no, that'll help me out diversify my Debo Baghdad ear for sure. No, I love it, and I'm glad you said that though, because now as an artist, I'm not an artist, but as an artist, there's got to be a certain, you got to be able to access all levels of creativity and do what you want to do, because ultimately you're the artist, and if you're not at peace with your art, then what's the point? But at the same time, I think it is key to listen to what your fans, want or are saying, and this is what we want, you know what I'm saying? Like, and if they're your key central fans that are tapped in, like, oh yeah, let me give them what they want. Because sometimes I'm a big Dave East fan, and sometimes and I mean, not he don't really like veer off like that, but there was a song he did with Uzi in like 2017, and it was just not East. I'm like, no, I ain't never playing this record again, and then my heart hurt. Like, no, don't ever do this. Take it back to East. And so what you said resonated with me in that regard. Definitely, I think it's key that you cater to your fans for sure. Where did you get the name Baghdad? Where did this come from?
Two Eyes and Sleazy ended up naming me Baghdad because
Oh boy.
really, really, it was like I made sure like everybody was straight, and you know what I'm saying. Like I was really like I'm an overprotector.
Okay, say less, say less, say less, say less. Okay, but Baghdad is in Afghanistan. Baghdad is crazy. Look, Baghdad. I don't never want to go to Baghdad. But that to have a friend like that though, to have a counterpart like that, I think is crucial for sure. And then that you can rely. I think reliability in any friendship or relationship, right, is key. So to be able to know, Bag got me. That's cool. Like, and vice versa, right? But to know, like, I'm at peace with that. So and so got me. So I respect it for sure. And you ran with the Baghdad. So how long have you known Sleazy World? How long? Yeah.
I know Sleaze. We met. I was like 14, 15.
Hmm.
He was older than me, so he was like 16, 17. Yeah, I met him through a mutual friend. We had went to a party. You know, he tagged along, and
Right.
we ended up getting to our altercation, and we both like we was down for each other. So I'm like, I could rock with this dude.
Yeah.
He was doing the same thing. Like I can rock with this dude. So and from there, we just like just my dog.
There it is. No, locked in. No, I feel it for sure. Feel it for sure. And how long has he always been Sleaze? Like, when did the Sleazy World collective come about? How'd that form?
The Sleazy World collective came about like around early 2020, like right before COVID hit. We came up with Sleazy World
Wow.
right before COVID hit.
No,
Like the same month, we was like, all right, this is gonna be our name. Like Two Eyes and Sleaze had brought it to me, like this is what it is, like this is how it's gonna be and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, bet I'm rocking with it. And we ended up doing the video and put it out like right before Corona hit.
Man, no, that's crazy. That's great. And, a lot of people, I mean, God bless the individuals that suffered through the pandemic, right? I don't that's I never, it was different. It's different for everybody. But I know that there's also individuals that just sat around. but then there's also individuals that got to it and had a plan, put it together, and utilize it to their advantage. So yeah,
Utilize, yeah.
it's what it is, what it is. And so yeah, y'all clearly utilized it, because now it's 2023 and Sleazy World is a known name. So it's like, okay, yep, there was action behind that. Super dope to see.
Only God, thank God,
Hey,
thank
hey,
God.
hey, come on. Yeah, now we talking. Now we talking for sure. I don't know why I'm forgetting the title right now, but the joint, I like to define it as a gangster line dance. You know what song I'm talking about? What's the song? The Sleazy World song. Step back. That I don't know what the, yeah.
Step one.
Oh, step one. Oh yeah, okay, I was there. Okay, yeah, step one.
Yeah.
What how do you how did were you there for the process of that song being made? How,
Oh
like,
yeah. Oh yeah,
how
for
did, like,
sure, for sure.
because I'm thinking about the hustle, the electric slide, the Cupid shuffle. Like, it's not really a gangster line dance for real. Now there is. What was the process behind that song being made? Like,
Um, well, at the time with Sleaze, he was meeting with labels at the time and stuff a lot, like around that time. And one label had flew out to us, and he ended up booking some studio time for us. And the beat had came on. And everybody was like, "Do the beat, do that beat, do that beat." He was like, "We need an anthem. Like, we need a sleazy world anthem. Like, something that's gonna stand out. Like, that's how we, like, before we any of us make a song, like, we put a meaning behind it. Like, we come up, had a whole team come together. Like, what's viral right now, or what's this, what's that right now. Like, just trying to be in a moment and in a culture as much as possible. So we was like, we need an anthem that's gonna have everybody turn.
right?
And he ended up coming up with step one right there in front of the labels, right there in the studio.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And it clearly took off. No, it's impossible not to sing along. Once you've heard it twice, it's over. It's over. Like, okay,
Yeah. Oh
I'm
yeah,
it's like, okay,
for
I
sure.
don't even partake in this, but I'm definitely about to do all the movements and all that. Like, don't talk to me during the song. It's over. No,
Yeah.
respect to the movement. Now you're originally, you're from Kansas City. You're from Kansas, where?
Kansas City, Missouri.
So now I've driven through Missouri and Kansas, and it wasn't until the last time I drove through that I really realized how racist the states were. And it was, I think I was in,
Yeah.
I don't know which one I was in, because I was fresh out of one and just in the others. I was coming to Ohio. So what's the one closest to Illinois?
The one closer to Illinois is Missouri.
Okay, so I think I just got into Missouri, and that's when I, like, oh, okay, click. But like, how was growing up in Kansas City? What was life like?
Growing up, I ain't gonna lie, it had its pros and its cons, coming up in the struggle, but you trying to make the best out of what you got. So it was like with us, we like I said, we was like, we about to do music. Like, that's what we about to do. Like, everybody was working, 9 to 5s, people wanted more. So we was just like, we about to do music. And coming up in Kansas City, everybody was like, yo, us already being known just off of growing up with classmates and knowing people from AAU teams, football teams, they like, yo, hey, they rapping. Hey, we need to push them. So coming up in Kansas City, it's definitely a vibe. And right now, what the city doing right now is definitely good to be in Kansas City.
No, because this is like the first time I ever really, like, heard anything from Kansas City, and I don't say that like
Yeah,
in a bad way at all. Like, it's just like, you see different cities get different movements at like certain times. Like, for me, the past like
yeah,
2 years has been Detroit, Flint heavy. They're getting a lot of shine. Like, obviously, Atlanta's had the stronghold, right? New York, your LA's have kept
yeah,
giving your Texases, but now you see some different cities getting the mix, and I like to see that, because it just shows the hip hop culture and presence of rap music spreading. And I love hip hop and rap music, so I love to see that, like, even the smaller cities get something. Because before that, though, I was always, St. Louis is like the thing for me out there. Like, okay, you get the Nellies, the Jibs, the Murphy Lees.
yeah.
Smaller city come up, is like, okay, yeah, we working now. So no, salute to that for sure. Now, do you have an itch to get? Are you still living in Kansas City?
I'm on the outskirts. Like,
Okay.
I'm more like in Kansas. I'm more on Kansas side of things right now.
Is the goal to move out, like, or
For
okay.
sure, for
Okay,
sure.
that's all I wanted to hear. That's all I wanted to hear. Nope, I get it.
Yeah,
For sure. No, I've moved around. I'm originally from Dayton, but I moved around a lot. But I also am not a big name artist or anything like that, or a big name regardless. But I can see how like, okay, you got to get the hell out the home. And there's no disrespect to anybody you live with or have lived, are from. Like, no, you just got to get out.
Yeah, facts.
Man, got to get out. No, facts for sure. What can we? So what? And I don't necessarily like this question, but I do. Things that maybe have not been discussed or fans may not know. Right now, we're focused on the Debo Baghdad album, potentially dropping the official album at the end of this year, early next year. What else is in store for Baghdad? Any like what's in the works? What else or what else do you want to do?
Definitely, I definitely want to start getting in front of my fans. Definitely start doing more live performances for y'all and getting around, start touring and stuff for y'all. So I definitely want to interact with the fans in real life.
I like it. I
Like,
like it.
and then I feel like with me too, it's like, and also, I got videos in store for y'all. Videos is under maintenance.
Okay.
Definitely on the way though. Definitely on the way.
I like it. I like it. Please, you play sports in school?
Yeah, I play sports.
What you hoop? You play football,
I
baseball?
was, I was trying to be LeBron.
I got you.
I
I
was
got
trying
you.
to be LeBron.
LeBron, that's funny. That's funny, man. No, LeBron the GOAT for sure. Yeah, in my opinion. You got LeBron, you got MJ, you got Kobe.
Well, me, see, and this is a realistic answer. I never seen Jordan play. I'm a youngin. I never seen Jordan play. I grew up on
Okay.
Kobe and LeBron. So
Okay.
if I had to say between those two, I'll say LeBron.
Okay. I know I'm a LeBron. See, I grew up in the '90s, so I came up on Jordan as a kid. Um, uh, so I saw enough, but I was never a Kobe fan. He was always to me. He was always arrogant. It wasn't until I got to be older and understand his type of player, his tenacity, that I'm like, oh, never mind. I've been a Kobe fan all my life. I just didn't understand it. I
Yeah,
LeBron is top tier for just what he's done. I got to incorporate things that individuals have done outside of the sport. It's impossible for me not to. But even in the sport, I'm giving it to LeBron. So no, it is what it is. What's one thing about Debo Baghdad that fans may not know? One thing, matter of fact, one thing you've never told anybody. That's a good thing. It's a good thing.
I'm goofy. I like to laugh a lot. Like I like to have a good time. Like
Right.
we could chill all day and laugh, and that'd be perfectly fine with me. Like that's all I want to do is laugh, crack jokes, and so I'm definitely got a sense of humor too.
I did. You got a woman?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I wasn't gonna ask you the next question then. What is Debo Baghdad's favorite food?
My favorite food, I can go for some shrimp on any time of the day.
Mm.
I could go for, of course, that fried chicken.
Right.
Uh, yeah, oh yeah, and I'm a big fan of Hispanic food.
What's the best spot to pull up for the eats where you from? Like what restaurant that's not a typical fast food spot in anywhere in the US, but like you gotta go to where you at to get it. Where you pulling up to?
So say that one more time. I ain't gonna lie, I had a call. They couldn't call me.
What's the one food spot in your area city that's like that? That's the go-to spot. You gotta go there if you in town. That you can't get nowhere else.
All right. So we in town and I'll be like, what you want? Like just name something right now, like that you will want.
I want fried chicken for sure.
Fried chicken, I'll take you either to Jay's Fish and Chicken or Shark's Fish and Chicken or GJ's Fish and Chicken.
I mean, fish and chicken. Yeah, I mean that hit my taste buds off. Rip, I'm gonna stop right there. Okay, all right, say less. I look. This is gonna be on YouTube when I come through. I'm pulling this interview up. Nope, at so and so time, I know where I'm going. No facts.
For sure.
What's one thing that you want to leave your fans with, your viewers, listeners? What's one thing you want them to know? Give them a message from Baghdad.
One thing I want y'all to know is I'm definitely about to have more in store for y'all. And I really appreciate y'all for pushing me for real, because without y'all, I wouldn't be here right now in this moment. So I definitely want to thank y'all. I want to thank God. Shout out to my Sleazy World family, Modus Distro, Switches the Label, and Big F for sure. One thing I want y'all to know is this work ain't gonna stop. I'm gonna continue to work, and I'm gonna continue to give y'all what y'all want for sure.
Yes, yes. I got one last question for you. It's a selfish question, but my son's name is Miles, and so this goes for all the youth, though. All the youth out there. What is one thing that you would like to, a message that you would like to leave the youth with from Baghdad? You know, coming up, whether they face trials, tribulations, adversity, going through life, what should they know from Baghdad?
Well, look, whatever you going through, and whatever you want to put your mind to, you can do it. Just whatever you put your mind to, you can do it for sure. Anything is possible. And if you rapping, keep rapping. If you hooping, keep hooping. If you playing football, keep playing football. You're gonna make it.
Like it.
Manifestation for sure.
Straight up, straight up. Well, Baghdad, I appreciate you. We're gonna get the records in rotation, and we're gonna keep supporting. So anything that we can do, and I'll send you the station link outside of this. But anything that we can do to support, don't hesitate to reach out, and look forward to seeing you grow and prosper, man. So thank you.
Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all for having me. Once again, shout out to my Sleazy World family, Switches the label, and Motors Distro.
There it is. There it is. My guy. Enjoy.
Yes, sir. You too, man.
Peace.